Do that. Hello, everybody. This is Morgan Guigon of South Florida Storm Chasers, and
This is Chris from Westside Tornado Chasers.
Chris, who needs to fix the feedback.
And this is Clifton.
Is that better?
Yes. No.
Rockin'. What? Still got feedback?
Yes. Yeah.
Alright, 1 second here.
Quick technical difficulties. We will get that worked out very quickly.
How about now?
Hello?
Hey, how about now?
Still there. Still there.
Oh, technical difficulties. Darn it.
This is a great way to start off season 2.
Sure is.
Just how we ended season 1. I mean, technical difficulties.
Go ahead. I'll keep trying to fix it. Go ahead.
Alright, so. Fixed it. Yeah, you fixed it. Alright. So, the first big change of this season is we have a new name. We are now no longer the South Florida Storm Chasers live podcast because I felt like I was taking too much away from Chris because Chris is a very valuable part of this team. So, a neutral name called Wherever the Wind Blows. That is our new name. Now, you may ask, how did we come up with this? And I will answer you, my wise Samwise one. We came up with this name because we do have topics. No, Chris! It broke again. Damn it. I'm not gonna get this done.
Feedback again.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. It's like the last thing I wanted. Oh, yes, it fixed. Anyway, we came up with this name because, A, I felt like I was taking too much of it because, South Florida Storm Chasers Live podcast. That's only me, and I have a feeling that my name is backwards on here. It is Chris, right? Alright, there. Anyway, so yeah, I just fixed it. We do have topics. I mean, little something I don't show anybody but special people outside the podcast that I like. Is I have an entire notebook for the podcast. I mean, I filled this thing up last season, and I plan on doing it again this season just to be kind of organized. And those take a long time to do. I can tell you guys that. If we follow this correctly, we'd be done in an hour and a half. We'll probably be done in an hour. Because we won't follow this. We will let us go wherever the wind blows. Anything to say about that, Chris? Because that was an incredible pun. I'm going to actually download that for a day. For season 2, I'm going to have... Oh, look at that. Oh. Actually, one of our viewers right now. I'm going to give her a quick shout out. Alex, a good friend of mine. she's watching tonight, and uh, give her a quick shout out. A good friend of mine, definitely makes me smile on some of those poor days. So shout out to you, Alex. I know you're watching. And also, Chris, I think you should explain who this episode is dedicated to.
Well, first of all, let's do a sound check. Is this better?
Yeah, we're good.
We're dedicating this to my mom, who just recently passed away from lung cancer on November 23rd. It's been a long, hard journey, but she's in a better place now. So, thank you guys very much for understanding. You know, the grandkids were, the whole family took it pretty hard. She was the backbone of the family. So we know she's watching over us, and just continue on and just move on. That's about it. Thank you guys very much for dedicating this episode to her.
Now, I mean, I don't want to get too personal or anything because that's just how I am, and I think that's more something that we can do outside of the podcast. But do you think that this will kind of propel you through the 2015 chase season?
No, it just make. She was always afraid of me when I was chasing wagon. She didn't like me going out there and chasing, but she also wanted to. She know I enjoyed, you know, learning about what Mother Nature can do, and she always thinks I should have been a meteorologist and a nurse. So I'm going to keep going. Just like in Reed Timmer's line, never stop chasing.
Never
So.
stop chasing. Right on. And I also feel that season 2 of the podcast is definitely going to be different in a lot of ways than season 1. Not only do we have a new name, which I think kind of gives us a fresh start instead of season 1, where, I mean, season 1 came from me doing this alone, talking to my computer webcam. And, I mean, things haven't changed much. I'm still talking to my computer webcam, but I have somebody doing it with me now. And I also have, we've had great guests on. I mean, last season, all except for one last season. I can't call one of the guests a great guest last season. Because technically, none of us are supposed to like him, and I don't like him. I mean, I'm going to toy with him again this season, just to have fun. I mean...
No, don't get him back on.
Imagine if I got him back. How badly that would piss him off. He's such a moron.
You would.
I'm going to, so... Anyway... You see? Wherever the wind blows, we're already off topic. That's so quick. I mean, yeah. We're not good at this. I'm not good on staying on topic. Anyway, season 2, we also have a brand new schedule. I'm switching the camera off of Chris because Chris is being an idiot, but that's normal. I mean, it is 8 o'clock at night.
Gotta make it fun.
He's probably a little bit tipsy. Anyway, we do have a new schedule this season, and away from the every week schedule that we did last season, where we would miss weeks and technical difficulties would sideline us. I think that how we're going to avoid this season is we are going to turn around, and the new schedule we have every other Friday. That's why you see us coming to you on a Friday. And a big thing about this is that, doing every other Friday means Friday's a unique day. No other weather podcast shares the day with us. It's also pretty good in terms of it works with both of our schedules, and there's plenty of time for me to do it on Fridays, plenty of time for Chris to do it on Fridays. And then I think that uh, we should fairly stick to the schedule. I mean, I don't think of any times that we're not going to. Unless, I don't want to fully say that, unless we have a special or bonus episode, and there's one of those planned right now, those will be unplanned most of the time and just happen. But we do have a couple special episodes, and let me read this off. One of these is I may be going to ChaserCon. That's unknown at the moment. There are still some factors around it that may keep me from going to ChaserCon. So if I end up going to ChaserCon, yeah, there are. It sucks. But if I do end up going to ChaserCon, we will do a live podcast from there. Chris will be on the other end of the webcam, as always. I will be on this end of it, as always. But I'll have a couple live guests with me. I am looking to have probably 2 or 3 guys with me that want to come on. I mean, we'll be hosting it in the lobby of the hotel, and anybody can stop by, say hello. We'll probably pull a few guys aside and talk to them, but it's definitely what I think would be an amazing episode, and I definitely hope that it happens. So, fingers crossed for that one, but that, and then Florida Atlantic University, we are coming to you February 16th. We will be doing a live podcast from, well, I shouldn't say podcast. It is a training episode for members of Westside Tornado Chasers. I will be on there to help out with it, and we will treat it as a bonus episode in Season 2, and it will be live from FAU. It's called the Breezeway, which is the central walk of campus, and I will have 2 live guests with me to do this. So that's one of the bigger events that we really have planned at the moment. I'm more than sure that we're going to have a couple of other events because, I mean, doing this every other Friday means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We won't be done till the end of May, which is exactly what I kind of envision with this, is a longer podcast where it's more spread out and not just kind of in one part of the year. And here kind of spreads end of winter into spring. And doing that means after Season 2, we will be only doing it once a year. We will be doing it from January to May, and then wait and continue the cycle, January to May, January to May, January to May. We'll just be doing that. During the summer, you can expect just quick little bonus episodes that are probably less than 30 or 45 minutes. Tropical updates, I mean, you can expect even during the season bonus episodes where they're shorter. They're going to not be full hours like these are. More like 20 to 40 minutes, somewhere in that range, that are discussing setups or tropical impacts, anything like that I find really crucial. So just little things like that we really should do in Season 2 and we are going to adopt in Season 2. And also doing that means that we do have a fair amount of the year off from the podcast, which I think is good and bad. It's good because then we can straight dedicate time to not only make the podcast better, but help with a lot of other things. And also, while doing that, I mean, we can turn around and it's a time for us to take somewhat of a break. Because, I mean, we don't get a lot of those, so that's the life. But that's just how it is, and I definitely think that season 2 we're going to fix a lot of the problems we had in season 1, and from here on we're going to have a lot of those problems fixed. And also, some of those bonus ones you can expect me to just do in public. Straight up public, I mean Starbucks somewhere. The summer camp, I did one from there last year even though nobody knew because I hit it really well. I mean, I'm stealth. Like a ninja. Yeah. Anyway. Definitely a few things like that that I would like to turn around and just bring because I think that's really important to, not only me, but Chris. I know Chris feels somewhat of the same way about this as me because it's a way to turn around and he's fooling around. I mean, I would do that, but for some reason, it's not letting me.
I'm out here. Sitting in the car, sitting there watching the storm right now.
So Chris is live streaming from what looks like a very comfy front seat to our viewers that aren't watching but listening. I'm also going to fix that this season. I am going to turn around and say I'm going to talk more and narrate what's going on because it's definitely something that I feel is also needed. And it's just what will happen. So, do you have anything to say about expectations for season 2 and from here on?
Yeah, no, I think you pretty much summed it up with the every other Friday. I mean, just like you said, just depends on our schedule. Especially yours because you're more busy than I am. So, but uh, but anyway, you're right. It just depends on what we got going on. I mean, are we gonna have maybe like little podcast seasons where we discuss our upcoming chases, like throughout the spring and summer and fall?
Yeah, and I think those will be bonus episodes, really, for how we just do it, because that's a big idea for it, is if we turn around and, have the podcast, which is, these full hour video and talk things, we should have these little, 10, 20, 30-minute episodes throughout seasons where we're discussing a potential chase or a potential tropical update, something like that. Wow, I have the hiccups. Anyway.
Well, this is a new era for me because the fact that I'm chasing out of state this year. Usually I just chase in southern Ohio or southern, western part of Ohio, but this time I'm going to be chasing another state this year.
And I think that is absolutely huge for you, Chris. I mean, not only is it going to expand your range, but you will turn around and make such a big stand for yourself in other places. And I think doing that is great. And not only that, but your decision to go west instead of south, I think was absolutely amazing. And to viewers not watching but listening, Chris has decided this season that he will be expanding his chase territory west out of Ohio into all of Indiana, right? Or did we say part of Illinois?
Yeah.
And Illinois?
That's it.
Perfect.
Yep.
See? I'm up to wow. I'm up to date with my geography. That's probably because I've hit all the counties.
Springfield.
So, but that's absolutely great because you will expand what you're seeing and who you're interacting with across such a, great different area, and you're gaining valuable experience. And from not only doing that, it's definitely, from what I see, a huge confidence booster for you. I mean, last season was met with varied success. I mean, we can argue that there's a few times that you may have, been in the right place, abandoned it a little bit early, or been in the right place and it just fell apart and nature was just like, screw you for the day. But, I mean, we're going to work it out, and I think also you're going north this season too to Cleveland. You'll be expanding north to Cleveland too, and right off the lakes, right? Yeah. All right.
I can do that. Yep.
And I think now taking on the entire state, an entire 2 or 3 states, will, help so much, because not only from your mission of just seeing and wow, my English is bad today. And seeing and photographing these storms, you will, gain amazing experience of, not only the local geography, but different storms and how they are in different places. And I mean, now we'll be able to you're now pretty much doing the entire Ohio Valley chase area, which is huge. And I mean, definitely is going to have to be taken advantage of this season.
I mean, the only reason I can do this is because I have been working really hard by raising money through fixing computers and stuff. So.
And I mean, between that and how it's just such a growing industry, and you will turn around, and I know that you'll learn so much this season. And this season, I think we're going to get you to see a tornado. I definitely think that. I mean, no doubt in my mind about it. You're going to see one.
We almost did, man.
Yeah, we almost did. We came so close.
We were there.
We were there.
Champaign
so
County.
Close.
We were there, man.
So close. I just didn't get it. I mean, it was just, that was one of those situations where you were perfectly placed. I mean, perfectly. And then it did everything right. It wall cloud, everything, textbook, and turn around and just quit on you. It said, you know what, I'm done.
Yep.
And just quit. And I mean, talking to a few chasers, they did say, yeah, there may have been some ground circulation, but I definitely think that we can count that as probably your first tornado. Maybe, yeah, I think we can count that as your first tornado, because it was just perfectly, everything was right, and it was just the problem of the storm decided not to really
finish it off.
Yeah, it didn't finish it off. That sucked. I mean, hopefully we can avoid that this season. I mean, the trow, wow, English, gone. I don't know English. gonna start speaking Spanish, even though I don't know that language. Anyway, the the trough is already starting to build into a spring-like pattern, and I mean, I think like 2 weeks ago, it was perfect for severe weather in the plains if the temperature in the plains wasn't 32 degrees. And I mean, if it was the same
Yeah.
trough 3 months from now, no doubt it would have been a day with multiple tornadoes and sadly multiple fatalities. And it definitely would have been a big day just from looking at it. Shear probably on that day was easily 50 to 60 knots. If it was, 3 months from now, there probably would have been at least 3,000 to 4,000 joules of CAPE, which is, for people that may
Wow.
not know, convective available potential energy, which is the measure of energy in the atmosphere for these storms. And we also
That's a lot.
probably would have seen a fair amount of moisture coming in from the plains about the way that this trough was absolutely built. It was, we probably would have had 70, like mid 70 dew points, which is perfect for supercell development. So I think that just seeing that, we may see more of that this season. We may have a slight, I don't want to say a repeat of 2011, but I think we could have a few more good days like 2013 in Oklahoma. And as much as nobody likes to chase in Oklahoma anymore, which I find really interesting, and I don't disagree with them,
Why?
because, University of Oklahoma, everybody from there chases, and it's just become an
Oh, okay.
urban breeding ground for storm chasers. So, I mean, you get a moderate risk within 40 miles of that area. There's easily going to be 7 or 8 times the amount of chasers than if you had a moderate or even high risk in Dixie or Ohio Valley. I mean, that's just
Okay.
how it is, and that's sadly the way that it's going to be more often. And unless we can change the thinking of these people and get back into their minds that this is dangerous, they're going to continue doing it, and more people that go there are going to just go and chase immediately right off the bat. And as it's sad to say, because we did lose Tim Samaras and his son and Carl Young in 2013 to the El Reno tornado. It's sad to say, but that was just the start. I mean, in the next I think in the next 2 years, we're going to see a lot more chaser fatalities because of just the sheer number. It means escaping is extremely dangerous. Escape routes are extremely dangerous. It's just what's happening, and it's how it is, and I think it's only going to get worse that as we continue on, and as more and more people come out of these urban chasing breeding grounds such as Oklahoma City, and even places like Lincoln, Nebraska are becoming these urban chasing grounds. So I definitely think that that's what's going to happen. So it's just the sad truth. So we're actually on schedule. I am so happy. Damn straight. All right. And now, saying that, the sad truth about chasers now and how dangerous it's becoming. And what is Chris doing? Oh, he's got a tornado on his screen. You see, Chris will be the first tornado fatality of 2015 with this tornado that has appeared on his screen magically. And he is Oh, he's gone. Well, rest in peace. I will take all your money.
Let's see. I'll send that to you right now. Yeah, right.
Perfect. Perfect. I'll pay for gas. Anyway, we can get back on schedule. We are going to transition now into recapping the 2014 season, which, while I don't want to say was not good because of the sheer lack of number of tornadoes and storms we saw due to the just poor setups that we had and just the number of setups that didn't produce, which was sad. Uh, I think that, there were probably four memorable moments from my point of view. I know from Chris there were definitely plenty of memorable moments. But to me, the most memorable moments were the Pilger twins, which I am going to screen share my favorite photo of, uh, which is by
There they
uh,
are.
Tornado Hunter. And this is my favorite tornado of these, favorite picture of these two tornadoes. I actually just clicked out of it, but let me get that back up. There's that, and then you have this photo. I mean, you have two wedge tornadoes that are just simultaneously down by each other. I mean, here's another one. Iowa Storm Chasing Network was featured on air. These tornadoes were just shocking by what they saw. Here's one by Quincy, who we had on the podcast last season. Again, two massive tornadoes. Here you have Tornado Kick Media, Tony Lawback, who was once part of Team Twistex. Here you have, again, two massive wedge tornadoes on the ground from each other, less than a mile apart. These were probably mile-wide tornadoes, less than a mile apart. And it was absolutely shocking to see stuff like this. Here you have stormchasingvideo.com, another great team. Two massive wedge tornadoes, not very far apart from each other, and this was just something that was unprecedented and something we will probably not see for a long, long time. Sadly, two people were killed from these family of tornadoes, as now it's officially documented. But this is a phenomena that we will probably not see for a very, very long time. And then even I'm going to scroll to the controversial photo because this is a multi-vortex tomato, but a lot of people initially spread rumors as, oh look, it's 1, 2, 3 tornadoes, when in reality it was just one multi-vortex tornado. So that's just what we saw. That's just how the season was too. So I mean, we will probably not see that for a long, long time again. So Chris, any comment on the Pilger twins, which was June 16th?
But that's something. I mean, I didn't change that area because of where I decided to keep my location. But if that would be something that memorable because, like you said, that will not happen for a long, long time. I mean, I've got the wall clip. I like to screen share with the people who are listening, watching as well. But nothing like that. I will probably never see. It's usually just like one tornado. But this is you're right. This is documented as a family, like you said. This is one that nobody will ever forget. Any chaser that's been out there.
Yeah, any person that was on that will not forget that day. June 16th, 2014, nobody will forget that day. And then June 17th, I want to say, I'm just going to continue screen sharing so you can see what I'm looking up. Uh, we also had the Coleridge tornado, which was a massive EF4 tornado that basically didn't move. It did not move. It turned around and it went over the town of Coleridge, or the outer edge of it, and while doing some damage, it barely moved. It probably moved 8 miles and was on the ground for probably about 2 hours. Yeah, yeah, about that long. An amazing wedge tornado that you don't see this often. I mean, the last time that we saw something like that, a massive wedge tornado that just doesn't move. We didn't see that since Bennington, Kansas in 2013. Yeah, in the active 2013 season, we hadn't seen a tornado that did not move. And this was one that barely moved. I know that tornadovideos.net got a lot of data from these. They deployed a lot of different probes into them. And this was absolutely massive and ended such a memorable outbreak. Uh, and a memorable 3-day outbreak. So, Chris, anything to say about that?
For a tornado that doesn't move much, yeah, like I mean that would be the perfect tornado to gather data because I mean you could just shoot and shoot and shoot, and all the probes in there and gather all the data you need because it's like a tornado at a standstill, and you've got 2 hours to do all this data research you can do. I mean that's a pretty massive tornado in F4. But I mean, you said it only traveled what 8 miles?
Yeah, I think it was probably 8 to 12 miles, something like that. I don't remember the exact data. I think there's a picture of it right up here. The official storm survey or something like that here. Yeah, they confirmed it as a multi-vortex tornado and did not move much. Moved very, very little.
Hmm. But
But I mean,
I mean,
these days were probably, and I'm gonna switch back to me now.
okay.
Extremely memorable because uh, just a sheer combination of not, I don't want to say everything going right, but everything going right. I mean, Cape stood steady at 4,000 joules each day, and there was a lot of fear in chases. I remember that because uh, especially on the day of the Pilger twins, which started out the entire outbreak, uh, everybody was worried because in the morning there was a lot of clouds and not allowing for convective energy to build up. And I know a few people that ditched on the day and they already drove away and they said, whoop, I missed up. But between that, there was easily 50 to 60 knots of shear, which is absolutely outrageous. And everything came together because it ended up being one of those loaded gun soundings where you did have this cap on it. You had the morning precipitation that the models did not handle well. And that's why a lot of the people that I knew ended up leaving, because the morning run of the high resolution rapid refresh ended up saying, you know what, don't chase today. It's not going to be a good day. And what happened was, again, everything came together. Everything came together. I mean, so quickly everything came together, and I don't think anybody expected, you never expect this, for it to happen in the same area 3 days in a row. I mean, exact same areas. And what happened was you had the Pillager twin tornadoes, which is actually a very interesting story because uh, having that much energy in the atmosphere, it somehow, God only knows how, was the only storm in northeast Nebraska that day.
Hmm.
So it fed on 5,000 joules of convective available potential energy and just blew up. And this storm, I mean, in a lot of storms, we do see multiple areas of rotation. This storm, we saw first one distinct area of rotation, and seeing that distinct area kind of changed how everybody looked at it. They said, this is something not to mess with. And I do know a fair amount of chasers that went after that first tornado that missed the twins because it was hard to get to. And then when you had these twin tornadoes, it was a freak event. I mean, it's something we'll never see again. I mean, in our lifetimes, we'll never see that again. Because what happened was these two distinct areas of rotation feeding on 5,000 joules of energy just turned around and worked together. They didn't have to fight for the energy. They just shared it equally and went together. And another interesting fact about it is the tornado on the right, which is in this situation, which isn't very well studied, but it is known, it made a hook to the left at the very end and actually wrapped itself into the main Pillager tornado. And to see something like that is something we'll never see again. To see two wedge tornadoes come together, we'll never see that again. I promise you that. We'll never see that again for a long, long time. You can say climate change, global warming, all you want to me. We'll never see that again. Hands down. Never see it again. But I mean, it was a day that was absolutely insane. And it's one I don't think we'll see again for a long, long time. And to Alex, I hope that answered your question. Because you just texted me that question. So I answered it for you. Lucky I like you. Anyway, the next one, we're actually going to go back in time because I don't think in chronological order. I just think in whatever comes into my mind, whatever's in here anyway. We're going to go back to April 27th, 2014, and turn around and look at the Vlanoia Mayflower tornado, but I actually just thought of a different one right before it. The Baxter, Kansas tornado. I don't remember what Oklahoma County town it hit. I don't remember exactly. I think it was like Quapaw Springs, something like that. That tornado actually went undetected for quite a while. It hit this city. You're distracting me, Alex, but that's fine. I.
Alex.
Shh. She doesn't need both of us yelling at her. She already knows I'll yell at her. She already knows that. I mean, yeah, you know that, Alex. You know I'll do like a little yell at you, and then you'll make me smile, and I'll be like, "What was I mad at you for?" Ah, so pretty, like a shooting star. Where's my wish? I make myself smile a lot now. I think that's really cool. I can make myself smile and others smile. I mean, it makes somebody like Alex smile, makes me smile, so definitely something that I like. Anyway, back to the conversation that we're supposed to be having. Uh, it went undetected. I mean, what happened was you had two radars. You had the Oklahoma City, well, you had the Tulsa radar, and then you had Springfield, Missouri radar. And you really had to text me that? Really, Chris? And then I'm gonna have to have talks with
What?
people. You had to text me that
Wait a
question.
minute.
I answered you.
No, dude, I didn't. I did not freaking. I texted the wrong person. I'm no, dude. I'm actually selling this one. I'm selling that one picture, dude. I didn't mean to. You wanted to see it. I'm sorry, dude. Not. Damn. Oh, sorry. Just go ahead. Well, it's a.
That's amazing.
It wasn't you. It was not you.
You know what that's actually
Oh, I'm
called?
done.
I found this out the other day. That's called a slip of the thumb. That is its definition. Slip of the
Yeah,
thumb. It's exactly what it's called. You learn something new every
it's
day.
nice.
Anyway,
Whatever.
Alex, I will respond to your text in a minute. It went undetected because you had two radars whose radar beams went so high up by the time that they got there that it passed over any sign of rotation. So it went undetected, it went through the town, killed, I think, 2 people. And then before it hit Baxter, which was Kansas, it was Quapaw Springs, Oklahoma, and then Baxter Springs, Kansas. I think I got that right. If I didn't, somebody please correct me. Just call me straight out on it. And then also, it just went undetected. And when it went into Baxter, they had like maybe 2-minute lead time on it. So, really crazy. So, anyway. Same day, what happened was the Vlanoia Mayflower EF4 tornado, which ended up killing 16 people. Now, there was a high risk for Central Arkansas that day, and a lot of people became scared because storms didn't fire till much later in the day. I mean, probably 6 o'clock? Yeah, 6 o'clock. Storms finally fired down there, and they instantly became tornadic. It was one of those days that, 3,000 Cape and, 50 shear, 40 or 50 shear. They instantly became tornadic, but the problem was it's dark, so you didn't see them, and they were for a fair amount of time rain wrapped as they passed through Mayflower and Vlanoia. And there was a lot of debate about them because one person that was killed, they were sucked out of their tornado shelter. And there's a lot of debate saying, hey, that, should instantly make it an EF5. But upon further investigation, this person made their own tornado shelter. So their own faulty building caused that. So, Chris, what do you think about that? People, trying to make their own tornado shelters now. I think that's crazy.
Well, what are they making the tornado shelters out of? I mean, really?
I mean, they're making it out of the same exact things, but they're not having a professional make it
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna make it out, what is it, in ground, above ground? I mean,
above
how
ground.
are they making it?
Above ground.
Above ground. Okay. I mean, and exactly okay. So if they don't have professionals, like these people are doing it probably just off. They think they until they get one of those good old EF3, EF4 wins, and next thing you know, they hope they're up. It would pay the extra money to have a professional build it so we can live. You should always consult a professional when it comes to that stuff. Yeah, cheers to you too.
Cheers, mate. Anyway,
Big old mug.
a big old mug. I normally don't drink that on camera, but I got thirsty, so I just did it anyway. And to, again, people
Ain't
listening
nothing
but
wrong
not
with that.
watching, I have a huge orange mug that I keep off camera and normally drink from. And I normally don't drink it on camera, but today I decided to because I'm thirsty. So, and I've been working all day, so I decided, I deserve this. It's just water though, so tasty. It's so much better than, that Northeast water. But anyway, the next day, and this will conclude the 2014 recap. Uh, April 28th was the Louisville, Missouri tornado, which was another EF4. It killed 10 people, and not Louisville, Missouri, Louisville, Mississippi. Uh, Mississippi is a hard place to chase. I mean, it's full of trees, and it's not very easy to traverse. I mean, a lot of the westward views are blocked by trees. You don't have a lot of east-west routes because they are blocked by just, trees and a lot of rivers throughout the area. So it's very hard to turn around and it's just hard to turn around and chase there. So I think the word didn't spread easily enough about that tornado. So I think that's why the death toll was so high on that one. It wasn't at night, it was in the middle of the day, so just the hardiness it takes to chase in Mississippi. And I will allow us to do this ahead of schedule. We are going to now transition into our keynote talk about the Air Asia Flight 8 QZ8501 crash over the Java Sea. While that crash lays heavy in our hearts still, it's definitely something that's to be talked about because I think that it can be attributed to weather a fair amount. Now, Chris, you've read about this flight a fair amount and heard about it, so what do you think about this? I mean, turn around and just gone out of the blue, so definitely something that I think
Well,
needs to be discussed.
Bing. Well, let's see. I mean, this happened pretty much when I heard about work. I mean, didn't read much, but we discussed it a lot. But what I found out was, okay, so they take off, and next thing you know, this guy sees. I mean, the pilot talking to the people over in the where he took off from, or requesting a route change due to inclement weather that he saw,
Yeah,
and
and
unfortunately,
here, I'll pull this up. There's a infographic about it on Wikipedia, so I'll
okay,
just pull it up, just so that we have it in the background at the same time.
but my question is that okay? Well, so and I believe that they said no,
They
so they
did
had to proceed, and I
due to heavy traffic in the area. They did say no to the flight, and they requested to deviate left and climb to 38,000 feet. And that, I definitely think, when they were denied that, I think that's where things went wrong. And as you can see here, this is when they requested it. This is when the last radar contact was. Not a very far area, and with the strong currents in the Java Sea, I wouldn't be surprised if it did go down a little bit to the northwest here, yeah, and then drifted to where debris and bodies have been recovered. So that's just how it is. And now we can also look. This is our big talk that we are going to have about, because this is a weather podcast. You turn around and you see, we do know that a lot of aircrafts are built to be kind of uh, weather resistant. They're built to, go right through clouds and have no problem. And looking at this, that's not too pretty. I mean, Chris, you know what the colors mean. The darker or the redder it is, the more violent it is. So what do you think that tells us about
yep,
this?
that the storm had a lot of energy to work with
Well, what else
because
what else I think that it may tell us is this pilot may have incorrectly reacted uh, to how, the weather conditions were. So this is the Intertropical Convergence Zone, the ITCZ. So thunderstorm activity is pretty normal here. So it wouldn't make any sense why, you know, there wouldn't be a type of knowledge of how to react to these storms correctly. So it kind of baffles me, because here we really don't see any blacks in these storms. I mean, a storm to the southeast, we do see some, but I mean, unless he incorrectly reacted, I think we have something that very well relates to Air France Flight 447 in 2009, which went down over the Atlantic Ocean in the middle of the Intertropical Convergence Zone. And they had total radio silence when this happened. And it was blamed on pilot error and was a stall due to uh, frozen gas lines. But the pilots incorrectly reacted to what happened and the conditions that they were facing at the time. So I think that we have a very similar case right now, and that may have been what happened. Chris?
uh, sorry, I got distracted. Just keep on going. I'm sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, it's fine. I think that this AirAsia flight QZ8501 relates very well, and this may help in the investigation of it, how well it relates to Air France Flight 447 and how it went down in heavy thunderstorm activity, the Intertropical Convergence Zone, and they went down without any noise. They just disappeared. So the Air France Flight 447 was blamed on pilot error and was a stall due to pilot error. And this is what we may have had happen. Because if you look at this, there's a leaked radar military sighting that says that they were very, very under speed. And that's may have what happened to both of them, and they may be almost exactly alike.
That also brings me back memories when I flew from home from the Bahamas. When I saw that lightning strike the side of that plane, I just closed my window, went to sleep.
Hey, I
Scared the
live
crap
by
out of
the
me.
Hey, I live by the Bahamas. We deal with this daily. And it's actually pretty interesting because how they react to it. I mean, I was on a Southwest flight from Denver to Fort Lauderdale, and all it took was the tip of our wing to hit a cloud in an area of turbulence. No, the rest of the plane was in clear sky. The tip of the wing hit a cloud. The entire plane shook back and forth. And I don't want to, blame that, but it shows that the power that some of these have, and especially if you're not paying attention, what may happen. So that's something that I think may have been a very, very high factor in what happened to AirAsia Flight QZ8501.
I mean, these days, they even talk about that one tornado that was, that plane that flew landed coming right either away from a tornado or towards it. I think they were coming away, like landing right through a tornado.
Oh yeah, Ryanair.
You know,
Yeah, Ryanair flight something that was from uh that was in Great
yeah,
Britain.
this,
They landed with a tornado in their background.
it's just so, it's almost getting to the point where, we always know flying there's a risk of crashing, but since it seems like, weather seems to be playing more and more in factors of these. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to the Malaysia airplane still.
Exactly.
So
Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 disappeared without a sight. And while that's still very up in the air of what may have happened, I mean, it happened, and that's exactly what matters, is that it did happen, it disappeared, we don't know where it is. Well, we probably won't know if it went down the Indian Ocean. It happened. That's just what happened. So I think that's something that, as time goes on, a lot of the things such as the flight data recorder and the black boxes will become easier to find. They'll have parachutes to, parachute their way out in the uh, event
yeah,
of a crash where it feels like it's going to hit water, or if it touches water or they feel that the descent rate is too high, it's just going to pop out. I feel that that's especially important. I definitely support that. So I think that's what uh, is going to happen very soon.
and I would like to extend a prayer out to those families that are dealing with this tragedies.
Exactly. Here too from South Florida Storm Chasers, we express our dearest condolences to everyone affected by this tragedy, and we would like to let you know that our hearts are with you. And I would also like to take a moment and to the people of France, I being a French national, I did hear a lot through Twitter
Oh,
from everybody extending an arm of support, and I'd like to say thank you. It was quite an event, and I did spend. Oh, I didn't spend any time there. Well, I did. Well, no, wait. I spent some. I spent like 3 days there, part of a project. AP. Thanks. Anyway, uh,
nice.
not nice. The midst of a terror attack.
What?
Have to go to my home country,
Oh,
man.
no, not that, but I'm talking about your project.
Oh, yeah, that's still a secret. I
I'm
can't
talking
tell
about
anybody
your
about
project,
that.
not the attack.
Yeah. But I mean,
Would you-
I would again like to express my dearest thanks for all the messages that I received. I did go and cover it for a few days as an independent journalist, and I express my
Oh,
dearest
wow.
condolences to the people of France, and I would like to remind you, Je suis Charlie, which means in English, I am Charlie, and that here I stick strong with you, and to stay strong and stay united as we continue to fight these tough times, as we live in a world where it's just how it is, and we have to turn around and keep on worrying about stuff like this. I feel that it's greatly affecting the way that we spend our day-to-day lives, and that's why I try to live every day as if it was my last. And I mean, if I did, I can't really say I try to do that, because if I did do that, there's a lot more things I would say. I mean, but just knowing that, knowing the amount of great people in my life. I mean, Alex, who's watching, is one of those great people. I said it early, but she's absolutely amazing. I'm really glad to know her. So, I mean, just living in this world that's kind of terror ridden, it's very sad and kind of disconcerting. So, I definitely think that what happened in Berry after the attacks, uh, where 3.7 million people marched and turned around and basically said, "We will not be hurt by what you do." I feel as if that was extremely strong and was just such a way to turn around and say, "We are strong, we are one." It was absolutely amazing, and what a way to just continue to show, we are one. We will not be torn apart by what you do. And again, I give a lot of credit to the French police uh, in reaction to the attacks and what happened. Uh, and I'm going to end this little mini pep talk with Je suis Charlie, meaning I am Charlie. And also saying that we are going to now close out the first episode of season 2 of Wherever the Wind Blows. You can check out season 1 on our YouTube page, which is where this will be posted. YouTube page is under my name. Just haven't switched it to the Southflow Storm Chaser name yet. I'm going to do that soon, eventually. Probably not for a while, just because I'm lazy. But uh, I would like to say thank you to everybody for joining us. Alex, especially. It's a lot of fun doing these, and I think season 2 is going to be absolutely amazing, and I'm looking forward to it a lot. And definitely, as we have a lot of great things planned, and I hope you're here to stick it out with us. And episode 2 will be the 30th. It will be January 30th, so every other Friday starting this Friday. We will be doing this. So January 30th is the next episode. You will be able to keep up to date on the Twitter, which is twitter.com/SFLS Chasers, and the Facebook, which is facebook.com/SFLS Chasers. Now, again, thank you for joining us. I froze for some reason. There we go. Uh, Thank you for joining us. And Chris, any last things to say before I fully close this out?
No, I mean, like I said, my hearts are. They go out to the French people as well. People over in France heard about that. That has to be a terrible tragedy. And I mean, I just wish one day all this would come to an end, but unfortunately, it's not. It seems like things happen like this everywhere, and it just keeps on going. Wish people would just stop it and just get along with each other. But that's not going to happen. So, like you guys, like the people over in France, stay strong, do what you're doing, and hope we will get through this. My prayers are with you guys.
Thank you, Chris. And like to sign off real quick for us? There we just say goodbye to everybody. Say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. I'm gonna say thanks for watching.
Thanks
yeah.
for watching. Peace.
On the streets, son. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. This was season 2, episode 1 of Wherever the Wind Blows. Thank you for watching, and I'd like to finish with Je suis Charlie. And this is Morgan Guigon, owner and founder of South Florida Storm Chasers, signing off. Thank you, everybody.